Hey everyone, this is Tell the Truth Sports Radio. I'm your host, Ron Fitch. I'm going to tell you the truth about college football and Deion Prime Time Sanders. Coach Prime. Everybody's got an opinion, some good, some bad, from different angles. From uh, a character angle, I heard, from different writers and reporters and ball players and guys that don't want them to win, guys that love them. I'll just ride them. They believe. And then there's the reporters that believe. There's reporters that were criticized. Deion let them have it. Just a whole smorgasbord of stuff that I got to talk about. Well, first they're 2-0. And I wasn't sure they're going to beat TCU at ABCCU. I knew they were going to beat Nebraska, and it was a struggle because Nebraska's defense is improving. And they were out of sync offensive. Defensively, they came to play. You see the speed on defense. The edge rushers, maybe they're not big up front. They got the edge rushers. They have the corners, and that's cornerback you now. Sanders' son at safety, and the corners they got Hunter, who's a great corner, and Travis Hunter, who's a great receiver. I'll get to that. And they just got a lot of more talent than people thought, and he's not done yet. And they won 36-14. And it wasn't even that close. Shedeur Sanders had 393 yards, 31 of 42, 2 touchdowns. And what was the X factor was Xavier Weaver. You got Hunter and Weaver on that. It's receivers. 10 receptions for 170 yards and 1 TD. And they're explosive. I don't know if they have to run into a power running team or Georgia or teams of that ilk or maybe in Michigan, but shoot. Colorado's in the mix now. They're good. And like Deion Sanders said, we come to Deion Sanders and we here. And I heard his pregame speech before the TCU game. Oh, I was ready to play. So I want to go over the Deion Sanders effect, the good, the bad, or whatever. They had a 1 win last year. That place was electrifying. There's a buzz, and what buzz does, buzz equals recruits. Buzz equals visits. Buzz equals celebrities coming to the game. When you're a kid and you're in the 11th grade, you're really good. You're in the 12th grade, you're not decided. But especially if you're a junior and you're going to your senior season, a 5-star projected player, and you're watching Deion, you're watching the celebrities, you're watching the players tweet out, you're watching Terrell Owens on the sideline, you're watching Michael Irvin in practice, you're watching Warren Sapp there, you're watching Deion doing his thing and dancing, and it's not even like an urban thing or whatever. You even see the old white lady saying, "Hey, who's that theme song?" And Deion they're cheering, and that resonates with everybody. So he's getting everybody on his side. When they were saying there were a lot of critics saying it's not gonna work, I don't like the style. And Deion took it personal. Sometimes you have to leave some of that stuff alone, but he didn't. So that first game, he said, "I got receipts on you. I know you said this. I know you said that about me. And how you like me now?" So he didn't do that. And the second press conference is kind of calm, you guys point out, and people were kind of respectful, and he's going there. But the good is that he's going to get recruits, and he's going to have a positive spiritual impact on these kids. So there are a lot of good, and a lot of players vouch for that, what he's doing. And his coaching staff is superb. So he's got great coordinators. He went and got some great coordinators. And this is another thing about Deion. Deion wins wherever he goes. The Falcons were just pure trash. He got the 2 legit to quit Falcons in the playoffs. Number 2, he decided championships for the Niners and the Cowboys. He goes to the Niners before ever beat the Cowboys. They beat the Cowboys when Deion comes there because he can guard Harper and Irvin. He goes to Dallas, and he was perfect for Dallas. He sat there, and they were like, "I don't know if this is a good deal." And he was there with Emmett and Michael Irvin. They were just, they were Florida homies. So I knew that was a perfect spot for him. It was a perfect cowboy. Waves kind of flashing in front of boy, and he looked and the camera said, "Is it about the money?" And Irvin laughing, he knew he was perfect for that locker room. He helped them win a championship. Took away what the Niners had. He batted 500 in the World Series. We say he's a Hall of Fame baseball player, but he batted 500 when that lights were on, and the other guys didn't show up on the Braves, and they played that great Toronto team. He showed up, batted 500, and they almost won that series. And then he goes to Jackson State. And Jackson State rises from the ashes, gets 5-star players, Travis Hunter, and that program's great. They didn't win, but they got all the way to the championship. That was big time. Now he's here at Colorado, 1-win team. They win the first 2, and they're excited. Now, Colorado State can be a trap game. Or if they take Colorado State and take care of business, which I hope, then the big matchup at Oregon, I don't think they'll beat Oregon, but I don't know. Oregon was awfully shabby against Texas Tech, and they could have lost. There was very little time left on the clock. After taking the lead, Texas Tech came storming down the field and ran out of time. I think if that's Colorado, they're going to go into Oregon and beat the Ducks. If Shedeur Sanders has that opportunity to beat them, he's going to beat them. Where I think Colorado's got all types of trouble. I can tell you right now. We're going to schedule USC at home. That's Caleb Williams is superb. But that's going to be the Heisman Trophy game. If Shedeur beats Caleb doesn't have a great game. He's flip. Caleb goes out there and takes care of business, and they win in Colorado. He's still on the fast track. Another thing, Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter can cancel each other out. Travis Hunter is he is awesome. But the one thing, and I think at Washington State and Utah, I think even at UCLA, but I think they're going to win 7-8 games. Deion believes they're going to go run the table in the Pac-12. And I'm not putting that past Deion. I'm not saying, Deion, you can't do that. I'm not going to say that. Because those kids sell out for him. And that's another good thing about Deion. Players play hard, but they go a little. If they want to win this game for themselves, they want to win it for Prime so he can dance and they can have a good old time. And that is a good thing. Now, this is a thing that's bad. You could get, if they ever lose, and he had all these receipts on his reporters, these reporters can be vindictive. So if he ever loses, they'll turn on him and say, they'll probably take his words and say, I have the receipts now and all this, and they'll mock him. And if it goes any kind of sideways, that's why those kids are playing hard for Deion. They don't want Deion to go through that. So whether it's undefeated season, whether it's 6 or 7 wins, it's a great success because next year players may leave. He's going to get a whole group of great players because his recruiting pitch, he sells himself, he sells the college, he has that swag, he's got that cool Colorado gear. Makes me want to, if I get a couple of dollars, make me want to get some of the Colorado gear that he has. He's got the old ladies on his side. He's got everything going on correctly. And recruits going to watch him with the Aflac commercial with Nick Saban. Don't think Nick Saban is smart enough to do that commercial with Deion. He's letting people in the South know, I'm cool too. I'm older, but I'm cool too. And he's going to need some recruits. I'll get to him later too. Now, Deion. The one bad thing is you don't want to just always make a fight with the media. And they're vindictive. You don't have to take everything personal because you're going to get into so many skirmishes. You're going to lose focus of your essence and why you're there and the spiritual and the maternal, fatherly thing that you're doing for kids that may not have fathers, and they have fathers, and you're their father for those years you're there. Don't lose that focus. That's who he is, but you don't have to get into that. Don't worry about taking everything personal. It's just not worth it because those people, you're not going to change. Don't worry about trying to change people. Just be yourself, do your thing, win, you lose, you lose. If you're going to win more, you lose because right now you got that got that program percolating. So that's the whole Dion effect. Please listen. Because this show's called Tell the Truth Sports Radio. I'm gonna tell you the truth, what's good, what's bad, what's ugly. Shedeur Sanders, he's not really a runner. He ran, but he's not, he prefers to always stay in the pocket. Tom Brady taught him. I'm sure he learned from other quarterbacks. He learned from a great quarterback. He has his pocket presence, his IQ's off the charts, his ability to perform when it matters, like the one drive toward the end of the half, struggling, that told me everything I need. I don't have to worry about stats. I need to know your clutchness, your leadership, which he has all. I give him high marks for all that, and your ability to throw, to make the touch throw, to make the hard throw, make the throw on the sideline, throw the receiver open when he's not quite open, still make that throw like Tua did to Tyreek Hill, the game winner, where he wasn't quite open, but he threw the ball so accurately that only Tyreek can catch it. Sanders has that, and a lot of the quarterbacks who are runners run first, beat one time, and take off, like Milroe of Alabama. Like if Sanders was on Alabama's blowing everyone in. But still, could Colorado go undefeated? Maybe. The USC game is going to be huge. Now, USC looks unstoppable against USC in the next. Yeah, you guys didn't actually think Alabama was going to beat Texas with Jalen Burrows. Stop. Dick Saban named him as a quarterback. I think that's kind of I'm screwed. That's what I got. That's all I got. The rest of the team is solid. Their defense broke down. I think their defense. They came out on fire. Now their quarterbacks are lousy. I like the rest of the Alabama defense. But kudos to Texas because they had a better quarterback. They had a real quarterback. But yours was one of the highest rated quarterbacks about high school in the history of the sport. He's a good quarterback. 24 38, 349 yards, 3 touchdowns. Mitchell went off with 2 touchdowns. Xavier Worthy scored. But Milroe is Milroe. I'm surprised he had 255 yards. He's 14 27. Had the one bomb. Let's throw the bomb good. He has no feel as a quarterback. And you don't have a quarterback and you don't have cornerbacks. You don't have a prayer of national championship. That's what Alabama is. Texas is good. I don't know how technical Texas is. Texas is another team. I talk about the pros getting through that threshold of never winning, other than that game they were fortunate enough to beat USC in. They're the type of program that never can get over the hump to get where they got to go and get to the national start. He's just a good coach, but I got to see more. I got to see them go and beat Oklahoma and wipe out everybody in this Big 12 schedule. Then I'm a believer. But until then, I'll like the team. I'll take a wait and see approach. But Alabama, I'd be highly concerned. Bryce Young bailed them out. Right? They could have. If they'd have played any defense, they would have got to the national championship game. I believe they'd have beat Georgia. And they may have beaten Ohio State. As good as that's how good Bryce Young was. He covered some mistakes. And now what Nick Saban's got to do, him and his staff, they got to go back to the drawing board. And we got to go get ourselves a quarterback. I would have done everything I could to get Arch Manning. We got to get an Arch Manning type quarterback. And we got to go get ourselves a secondary. We got to look at the best quarterbacks in the country. We got to go. We got to really retool. We got to do whatever Georgia's doing, whatever they're doing in the Pac-12, like Utah. I like how Utah plays. And they're going to have to go there because they've slipped a little. Not a lot. I have a best friend. He does the holy dance in Alabama. He hates Nick Saban with such. I actually think he would actually root for Alabama if Nick Saban was. He despises Nick Saban with all his heart, mind, and soul. And he just finally, I got my pound of flesh. He's done. Ding dong, the witch is dead. I don't know if the witch is dead. Don't quite know. But for now, he's I'm like, they're not going to win nothing. They're not going to win the championship this year. I see them losing to at Mississippi State. Texas A&M is a toss-up because I don't. Texas A&M, I do not like that coach, so I'm biased toward that. I have no use for him. I have no use for Jim Fisher. Kentucky can be tough. Auburn can be tough. They're kind of tough. Alabama's losing to Tennessee. They're losing at Mississippi State, losing to Tennessee. Those are their three. I think they're going to win the rest of the games. Even with Jalen Monroe, but if you can find, if there's anybody else that can throw the football down and make throws that you need, get your receivers open, I would at least try it. Milroe has zero touch. Milroe is a running back impersonating a quarterback. That's the best I could do. And the SEC's down, so Alabama doesn't chance. Georgia's the best team in the SEC. And the best, and I've been saying this before season started, the best teams are in the Pac-12 this year. They're stupidly disbanding, and that's a leadership issue because they didn't play during COVID, which was stupid, and lost your momentum, and you could have kept USC, UCLA, and Colorado. You got Colorado, you got D out of your conference. You don't lose. That's incompetence from the top. The main guy is the most incompetent guy who couldn't keep this Pac-12 together. Now they're on fire, and now everybody's leaving. Now you're a mess. I don't even know if they're going to get back. Look how good the basketball is. You're going to lose all that. But the grass is as greener as you think. The UCLA, USC, and you got to go to Ohio State, Michigan State, Happy Valley when it's freezing, and you got some warm weather kids, and you're a little better than that other team, but that makes a difference because your team is cold. Stupidity, but greed, that money. I'm not even going to think about the consequences. I need that money. And you did the money grab. Like I said, Syracuse in the ACC, they never recovered. They were the Big East basketball team. Now they're just mediocre. So they did have some years that were really good. Made a Final Four. They were Syracuse. But hey, go for the money grab. That's what we do. But the Pac-12 is fantastic. Washington State, UCLA, USC, Oregon, Colorado, even Oregon State with Ungale. They're even good. The ACC's okay. North Carolina barely beat Appalachian State. Clemson stinks. And they're okay. The SEC is down. The Big 12 is okay, but they never show up in the big games. They get to the playoffs, they either get blown away or they underachieve. So the Big 10's got a lot to prove. And they got some good teams in the Big 10. And the Big 12, I'm not sure about. I'm going to watch Texas and Baylor and all these other teams. That by the end of the year, I kind of know about the Big 12. But anyway, I think Colorado's big. So you know what happens? The best thing, if you're Georgia, the best thing that you can ever see right now is that everybody's putting all their attention to Deion, which is good because I'm happy for Deion. I was rooting hard. I never rooted so hard for Colorado in my life. I was rooting for Colorado. I love the story. But now Georgia can go under the radar because if Georgia was under the radar, they were talking about, is this the greatest dynasty? They could three-peat. It's the greatest team they've ever seen. Great. That's going to affect your players. Now that the Deion effect is out there, they can kind of slide under the radar and keep winning in this lousy SEC and get back to the playoffs.